There's different types of traders, of course. There's the discretionary and the non-discretionary. Discretionary traders are like you and me. I don't know how Philip actually trades, but most of the time people are discretionary traders wherein they just buy and sell and click that button. Non-discretionary are those who uses the robots or the algorithms. We're gonna focus on the discretionary one because that's where the personality part really affects the most. Okay, now every trader has a profile. If I ask you, what could your trading profile be and how did you decide on that? A lot of people are saying that trading really forced them to get to know themselves because it tests who we really think we are in the face of money loss or money gain. And money is an amplifier. What do you think are your natural talents? What areas does this thrive? What are your natural preferences? I'm going to give you an example. A trader who is an extrovert will trade differently than an introvert, not talking about the strategy, but how they will employ it. A trader who is an extrovert would most probably feel more fulfilled, will most probably do his back testing, analyze a lot better if he's a part of a team. Or if not, if he at least has a community to share his ideas with. Introverts traders, they like to be on their own. They most probably would think this as noise, all this idea sharing, they're going to think of it as noise. They would rather analyze on their own. And maybe they could share it with someone, but it's only another person, a buddy, not entirely a big community. There are two traders that I coached who are extremely different from one another. In the firm in FDMO, they are mostly trading on their own at their own like, on their own life around the world. One of them was an ex CEO of an almost 300 employee company. So as you can see, he's been surrounded by a lot of people all the time, and he loves being around people. He loves talking to people. When he decided to sell his company and start trading, he was just thrown off with the fact that he's alone in his home office all the time. He told me how much he misses going to his office and seeing his aquarium and talking to people. And that's when I said that maybe you don't really need to be alone. Maybe there's a way you could be communicating with people, that there are local traders in his area who might be free for a meetup or debrief every day just so he can experience the same pattern that he was doing back then. Because when he was CEO, he really felt like he was on the top of the world. And we want that kind of feeling to transfer into this same situation. And most of his energy comes from being around people. That's what an extrovert trader would probably want. An introvert trader, though, is different. Like, there was one trader client that I talked to, and he doesn't want people to talk to him even during those times. It's not like he's antisocial. It's just his focus is on the charts. It's how he wants to trade. He wants to think and really hear himself think. And when people are talking, he feels like he couldn't hear himself think. And it distracts him, makes him miss his signals, makes him feel like a crappy trader. Like there's no one right way to do things. The extrovert trader is just as good as the introvert trader, but they need to find the environment where they can swim. So for you, what are your natural preferences? What are the Where does it thrive? Do you need a community with you? Do you need to be alone during that time? Maybe you need someone to talk to, but not a big group of people. You have to know your profile and what is risk for you. What is risk something about taking too long to sorry. Can you take note of that? It's just the dogs outside are barking. Let me do that again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, how about you? What is risk for you? There are people who find it risky to stay in long term holding strategies. They feel like if they give back the money they just made, they are essentially endangering their performance and their income during that time. There are people who do not like getting in and out of trading way too fast because they feel this exhausts their mental capacity to give their 100%. What is your profile? In games, there are different classifications. So, actually, I'm a gamer myself. I grew up playing all these games like Final Fantasy and stuff. There are profiles. There are those who are tanks, who are more defensive. There are those who are more aggressive. What works for you? Even outside of trading, have you always been the kind of person who would most likely preserve your capital better, or are you most likely the person who's aggressive with things? Get to know yourself and make sure that fits your trading style.